This is the sphere, and it's amazing, and officially the largest screen in the world. The screen is a massive, fully programmable LED screen, but inside is another massive screen, and the whole thing can still run on a single MacBook Air. And it's designed to give you the most experience with the kind of flooring system that carries bass through the floor, with beam-like kind of sound system that drives sound directly to each seat. Basically, this is not a 3D experience, but a 4D experience, and it could actually transform live entertainment. But the disturbing part is that it is now turning into a commercialized screen, and there are plans to build it all around the world.
Getting to take up a skyline of a city with whatever a company wants to put on screen feels pretty dystopian. If you don't want to look at what they have to show you, it is forced within your view of the horizon. It's an eyesore.
It's not great for the environment.
I don't like it.
You're probably never gonna see a star again, are you?
It's a poor area, yet they spent millions on that big old sphere.
So I have spent over 7 days researching for this video, so let's try to look at the sphere from an architecture and urban planning point of view to see if it's actually a marvel of engineering or a step toward a dystopian future. Let's first talk about the size of this thing. At 366 feet tall and 516 feet wide, it is the largest spherical structure in the world. The exterior is covered in 1.2 million LED lights, forming a massive 580,000 square foot programmable screen, and inside there is a 160,000 square foot wraparound LED screen with a beamform audio system that drives sound directly to each seat, with 164,000 speakers with elements such as wind, fog and scent, so you can actually feel the breeze and have a sense of what actually being there feels like. It is nothing like we've ever experienced before, and it's like nothing we've ever seen before. Now I know what you might be thinking. That sounds amazing. How could this possibly be a dystopia? Well, let's consider these few aspects. The sphere consumes a staggering amount of energy, about 95,000 megawatt hour annually. Basically, this is equivalent to the energy used by 529 typical commercial buildings in a year with climate changes. And I don't think this level of energy consumption is justifiable when it impacts the environment this much.
So the whole place is a waste of energy.
It spends a lot of energy.
But this is just one. What about the issue of overstimulation?
The loud noise and excessive visual flickering might be too much for some people. Personally, I found it overwhelming and had to close my eyes until the scene was over.
The sphere is designed to provide an immersive multisensory experience, but could this be too much? With haptic seats, scent dispenser and 3D effects, are we crossing the line between entertainment and sensory manipulation? But here is where things get creepy. The building also collects biometric data.
As we walked up to the entrance, we were notified of the use of facial recognition technology.
The high-tech nature of the venue raises questions about the data collection. How much information about the attendees will be gathered during this immersive experience? So it's actually something you can avoid because you need to go inside. But what about what you cannot avoid? The exterior of the sphere can display anything, including advertisements visible from miles away. This opens a whole new level of intuitive advertisement. Imagine a future where giant spheres dominate the city skylines, constantly bombarding us with ads we cannot escape.
First off, this sucks in my opinion. There is a road right here, and the last thing I would want on my drive home from work is my car being blasted with pink and purple light telling me that I should buy Pandora diamonds.
And when it comes to commercialization or a commercialized space, there's no place like Times Square. This is another very common scene in cyberpunk, with bright neon streets with buildings covered in advertising. In most cities, city planners restrict and control this type of signage. except for special zones like the Peninsular Circus, Siberia Crossing, and Delesilla Square. And again, Times Square. But from a purely capitalistic or money-making point of view, it actually makes sense to use the facade of the face of the building for advertising, because most building facade don't really serve a functional purpose. But not only does it create visual pollution and light pollution that leads to constant distraction and fatigue in people, and not only that, it encourages spaces that are not public spaces for commercialization of building that leads to loss of identity. But buildings are supposed to reflect the culture and history, to be a reflection of people who lived there. So when we cover the building facade with ads, it takes away the unique characteristics or the aura of that place, and we start to lose identity, not just in our cities, but in ourselves. But could this fair actually be a force for good? Prominents argue that it is pushing boundaries of technology and entertainment. It is creating jobs and potentially building the local economy. This immersive experience could be used for educational purposes, and let's face it, it will be pretty inspiring if they used it like that, and not just for advertisement disguised as entertainment. So, is the MSG sphere dystopian? Well, like most things in life, it is not black and white. It is a testament to human innovation and creativity. But it also raises important question about our priorities as a society. Is our priority to advertise and commercialize, or to live and coexist as a society? Here's my take. The sphere itself isn't dystopian. It's how we choose to use this technology that determines if it will lead us to a utopia or a dystopian future. I would love to hear your thoughts on this. Is the MSG sphere a leap forward or a step towards a dystopian future? Let me know in the comments below. But we need to ask ourselves some tough questions of how we balance technological advancement with environmental responsibility. How we ensure that this immersive experience enhance rather than replace the real world experience and connection. And how we prevent this technology from being used for manipulation and excessive commercialization. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.